Yeah.
How does it feel? Like, walk me through it. How does it feel? Like, down inside.
How to be famous?
Yeah.
I'm just like you. You know, I'm just like an ordinary, basic, boring, ugly, lonely.
You like eating shit like us?
Yeah, I really do. I eat food and shit just like you, yeah. But I'm just like you. So humble.
So humble.
Your voice won't be picked up by anything, by the way. Because there's no mic near you. In the shower,
Yeah,
because you're stupid, and you think it makes you faster, but you're still late to everything, and you're like, oh, I'll have a shower and I'll quickly brush my teeth at the same time.
yeah.
Anyways, it was on this shelf, and I took it off, and I was like, I wonder if you use the toothpaste like straight into your mouth,
Okay.
or do you put the toothpaste on the toothbrush?
I put the toothpaste on the toothbrush, and then I put it under the shower water, and then I brush my...
Oh, so everyone rinses the okay, because I remember when I was younger, I used to watch like Mum, and Mum used to always like put the toothpaste in her mouth like that. And
What?
Then, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
made me
do
feel
that.
gross. And then I was thinking also, do you, when you shower, do you do you face the wall of the shower, or do you face outside? Like, do you
My
face...
back's to the shower.
Yeah, you see, I face the shower.
Depending, if I'm washing my face, and actually no, always my back, and then I let it run over.
Oh, do
my
you?
body.
Like sometimes I I turn to the side. So I'm like facing, you know, like the wall in the window,
Yeah.
and then the shower's here and the other end of the bath is here. Because I need to make sure that my eyes are like prepared for an attack.
Oh, I used to be scared to shower at night because, like, going under the water, if I've watched like a scary movie and then
Yeah.
closing my eyes,
Yeah,
I always
yeah.
imagined like opening it and then someone being like right there.
I still do that now.
So I used to be like,
I'll like put it on a bit.
yeah,
And then
you get
that's
like
why
sore
I
eyes
need
from
like
the
my
shampoo.
I need to like be able to see all around me at all times. So that's why I'm always like. But then
just in case someone attacks.
But then I think like the stuff that I do or like other people, like, is it normal? So that's why I was like, I wondered like,
I mean, what is normal, you know?
do you wipe your butt from the back or the front?
I don't know.
I don't know. Why don't you just like reenact it?
Like from the oh, that's bad though. You're not meant to do it that way, are you?
Oh, you do it that way?
No, because sometimes I go
No, you
like
do it that
and
way,
then
yeah, I've
sometimes
seen
I
you
go
do
like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm from. Yeah, I feel like I'm from the front.
Like from the front back. That's
No.
how you're supposed to. I think it is, isn't it?
Sorry,
yeah.
there's a doctor in the house, and he's going to tell us
He's
exactly
telling
how
us
to be
how we
hygienic.
wash our booty. Do you have any more?
Well, no, because I don't want to expose myself too much.
Yeah.
I don't like. Is it normal to like
Pick your
pick
nose
your
and
nose
eat
and
it?
eat? Yeah, or pick your earwax and eat it? I don't know.
Yeah,
Is that
for
normal?
sure, everyone does
Does
that.
everyone like the smell of their own fumes? That's what I would really like to know.
Fart?
Yeah,
No.
I think that's a lie.
That is not a lie.
I think it's a lie. I think no one in the world admits it. Not likes is a bit of a strong word, but I think naturally, biologically, like you have to be able to withstand your own stank because you're sat in the toilet by yourself. Like, how are you?
Yeah, but
you
your
can't be
nose
as
just
grossed
gets
out.
used to it. It's not
Yeah, but you
like...
can't be as grossed out as other people's. I feel like there's something animalistic where people actually like it, but no one admits it.
Do you think?
Yeah. I
This
think
is just
so.
your way of saying how you love
I
your own
smell me
smell
on
of
fire.
shit.
No, I don't. But like, I don't mind it. Like, it's not as like sometimes I do, obviously. But like, I don't mind it. Like when people are like, "Oh, that stinks." Obviously, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's just get used to
Like, I
it.
love it.
Ooh,
Gets you going.
yeah, that's gonna get cut out. So what have you been up to? Well, we've got plans coming up.
Yeah, so we go to Jordan,
Mm-hmm.
which we're really excited for. Yeah, we go for a week. We're excited for that. Gonna see everyone over there. And then we come back and then we go to Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So excited.
It's a lot of holidays this year,
I know.
actually.
I don't know who you think we are. I'm literally
We're famous.
broke from all of it.
We're
So
famous.
it's
Shut up.
fine.
It's fine.
It's just about the fame.
But you've been like looking at stuff recently. I know there's like one thing that you're like really annoying about, and you're like, we have to talk about it. I need to make a clip out of it. We have to. Beyonce.
Beyonce.
The Olympics.
Beyonce is making history at the minute. She is.
Yeah.
I don't even
She
know
always
where
does.
to start or how to like go into this because there's so much to it. So obviously Beyonce has released her album Cowboy Carter.
Yeah, like 100
Yeah,
years ago.
so she has. And then, you know, it went up, people liked it, and then we didn't really hear much from it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, her song from Lemonade, Freedom,
Oh, Freedom, yeah.
is now the main song behind the promo for the election that's
Yeah.
coming up. Freedom! No one will understand how iconic it is. No one, I don't know.
I love that song.
For one, it's an amazing
Yeah.
song. Probably one of the best ones on Lemonade. Secondly, like this is honestly making history for the first black woman
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
to potentially become president. And then for her theme song to be Freedom from Lemonade. Let that sink in.
Okay.
Think of what Lemonade did for black people.
Okay.
Now the main song, she's
Yeah.
fucking
It's like
put
basically like to everyone.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like Martin Luther King has been reincarnated. And on top of that,
Yeah.
she has just released the first like promo or the intro for Team USA for the
Oh
Olympics
yeah,
as well.
yeah. That was really good.
I know. For a song which is also on Cowboy Carter, Yaya. And she's obviously like tailored it to like fit like the Olympics. But this is insane. Like I can't deal with how I got shivers, I got goosebumps.
Shivers.
Shivers. I was like, Beyonce. Iconic.
Beyonce.
That is so iconic.
Yeah.
And even in it, there's like a little like wink or nudge to the USA because she talks about
Was it? She says. It's
she says, "Oh,
complicated.
you know, the US is like a little bit complicated." And I
Yeah.
feel like she's kind of talking about everything that's going on
Very
over
complicated.
there at the minute.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't expect that from her because I thought Cowboy Carter would just be like Renaissance where it kind of like goes.
Yeah.
She'll do a tour, but I didn't think it was going to be so closely linked to other things.
Yeah.
But people
She
also,
has quite good like history with that because there was that song that's like, what's that song?
I was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that was linked to something else, and then I think she's good at that.
And people even said they were like, this song's going to be so much more emotional when she dies.
Oh.
And that's a bit deep. But imagine like
I was
Beyonce
here.
dies and then
I
it's
was here.
She's like, oh my God, I love you so much.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually weird because I always think it's a bit weird when people cry over celebrities dying. But when you're younger, you're like, all right, calm down.
Yeah.
You don't
I don't know
know
if
them. But you know, when you actually like have a celebrity now, like Beyonce or like Lauryn Hill or someone that you're like really like into,
Yeah.
and they die, like I feel like it is quite upsetting. Like I kind of had a little cry when the Queen died. Not
That's
gonna lie.
so cute.
I was in the car and I was like, don't be pathetic. And then I was like, but she's so cute, Lizzie. And I know that's a bit controversial, but like,
I
she
get
was
it
really
more with
cute.
like music artists when it's their album or song has had like an impact on you. Like say you've been through like a breakup.
Yeah.
Someone died or it was through
Yeah.
like your party in it. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, something like significant in your life.
Yeah.
If a song or an album links to that.
Then that's all you think about.
Yeah.
And then when it's gone, it's like done, no more from
Yeah.
them. And then there's other artists that just keep releasing albums and you're like, just fucking just stop.
And yeah.
Stop.
Who are those people?
No, I don't want to do that. No, but I would just
In
be
case you want them to come on.
But no, but I just don't want to like drag people.
Do
Want to
it.
drag? Speaking of dragging people, I saw a couple of funny videos of Shits and Gigs.
Yeah.
Is it James, the one that's like?
Yeah,
funny?
yeah.
So obviously, like, there's been a lot of stuff like every now and then comes up, like people think he's gay or he's closeted or he's DL as the kids call it these days, and I find that really fucking annoying because I'm like, just let him live.
Leave Britney alone.
He's confident enough and secure enough in his sexuality to be able to say stuff like
That's
that.
the
With his
thing.
bestie, like he's being funny with him, like like where he's like, I would suck you off dry, something like that about.
Yeah, he's just being funny. Like I
Yeah.
feel like people were so on
And
him
it's
for anything
annoying.
slightly gay with straight men. They're like, you're gay. It's
Yeah.
like you can't be comfortable or joke. Like,
Yeah. And so it's
I don't know.
offensive, first of all, to us. But also, like, he said one of the teachers, like, at a school thanked him for that because they were like, they heard one of the other kids, like, say it, straight kids. And it was like, thank you for making it feel like it's okay to make jokes like that. It's okay to, like, whatever. So there's one thing that he's doing that's cool.
Yeah.
The other thing is the comments on the latest one about him wishing he had a gay son or, like, just, like, being lighthearted and funny about
Yeah.
how he talked to his son of, like, how he's dating people. Cute. Like, what's the big deal? Like, he's just telling a story. He probably doesn't really fully mean it. And if he does, cool. Like, It's just a chat with his mate on a podcast.
Yeah.
And and like fourth wall broken again. And then the comments are like, oh, we can't keep defending you, James. Oh, you make it really hard to defend you. Why are you defending him? What are you defending him from? Like, what is so terrible that he's gay? Like, get over it.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
For one, I
defend
don't
you.
think he is. Like,
No,
I think he just
who
like plays
cares?
on it because he finds it funny. And yeah, what is the big deal?
But it's the way people don't even realise their actual internalized feelings and hatred for gays and
Yeah.
the LGBTQ plus community that they're just like, can't defend you, can't defend you. Like, they don't even realise that that's offensive to say.
What
like,
do you need to defend?
why are
Even
you
if he was gay, what is there to
So
defend?
I don't want to, can't keep defending you, okay? Well, don't. Like, he doesn't even give a shit that people think he's gay. So
He
why are you
doesn't.
defending him? Like, leave him
People
alone.
have said it before and he's still saying the same
He's
stuff.
funny, he's rich, and he's hot. He can fuck anyone he wants. Like, no one's judging, no one cares. Like, let him do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah. And if you want to come on,
Who?
James,
Hey, James.
you can sit right here, okay?
Yeah, when he was like, I wish I had a gay son. I was like, I wish you were my daddy.
Speaking of, there was something that James said on Shits and Gigs, which actually made me think a little bit. And it was about being mixed race. So I feel like I wanted to talk about this quite a bit, and there's so many times I was like, how do we like slot it into the episode? So
Slot it in.
slot it in. There is this weird thing with mixed race people. There's so many different layers to it.
Okay.
One, firstly, I know that there's a privilege there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that certain black people will go with mixed race people because it's deemed as like better, like light skin. Do you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
also like white people, it's like the more
Acceptable.
bite-sized
or whatever,
version
yeah.
of like being
Bite-sized
black.
version. That's such
No,
a
but
funny way to put
it's
it.
true. That I don't know
get
what
you
other
mean.
word
Yeah,
to use
it's like
to describe it.
Yeah, more like closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're not too dark, like we can go. And then I feel like there's this like fetish going around where, you know, a lot of white people like mixed race babies with like curly hair and light
interesting.
eyes, but they still got a mix of black. 100% understand that there's loads of that surrounding it.
Yeah.
And there's loads
And
of
the
issues.
difference between like men and women.
Yeah.
being black. Yeah.
Exactly.
Talk about what
So
you
I know
wanna
there
talk
is a
about.
privilege
Yeah,
there.
we get it. Okay, you've done the
Yeah.
preface. You're very good.
Don't come for me.
Well
okay?
done. I get it. The legal part is sorted.
Yeah,
Now talk
now
about
we
your
can dive
experience. So
into
yeah.
But I do feel like most mixed race people that I know, firstly, a lot of the time their mum is white and their dad is black. Sometimes it's the other way around. That is a whole nother conversation that we can get into another time. However, I do think there's a bit of an identity crisis that mixed race people have, where from my experience, like you grow up in a white family, a lot of the time the connection between the black dad and the white mum has also split up. So you don't have so much involvement, or if you do, it's kind of like on and off.
Yeah.
And you always feel a little bit different being in the white family, but you're not seen as white.
Do you feel different? Sorry. When I said that, I was like, were you silent or were you silenced? Do you feel different, or are you told to feel different? Like, how
I
does
think
that
in
work?
general with people, depending if you're white passing, you look different to your family.
And you're aware of this.
A lot, you're going
Yeah.
to be aware of it. Like
Well, I
your
don't know,
hair's
I don't
different,
know.
your features
I
are
wasn't
different.
aware I was like Arabic or English until one side said it. So it was only
You
when
have
my,
a mix
my
of
English
both
cousin
in
was
there,
like,
yeah.
oh, my Arabic cousin. I was like, oh
What
my
does
God,
this
I'm
mean?
Arabic. And then
Yeah.
when my Arabic cousins are like, oh, he's English or he's like foreign, like Ajnabi, I'd be like, oh yeah. Like, but I didn't think of it.
Yeah, interesting.
So you did think of it. You were aware.
I was very aware that like I wasn't the same as like my white family, looks wise, mainly. Obviously, I grew up in the environment, so the culture, yeah. I know a little bit about that. But yeah, everyone does have this identity crisis where they don't know kind of like where they fit. With the white side, you're not white. They see you as black. People in the streets that see you, they don't see you as white. They see you as black, no matter who you've been brought up with, even how you look, unless you're white passing. But the black side, you're not really seen as black. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's this weird thing where no one really knows where they sit and what they should identify with. And one thing that I think I've been told quite a lot of time, which is obviously a stereotype. People have this stereotype that also black people act a certain way. So if people were to look at me, I'm definitely more black than I am white. Of course, people don't look at me in the street thinking that. But I've been told so many times, oh, like, are you sure you're mixed race? You don't really act that black.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, okay.
Through different jobs, through different people that I know.
Actually, yeah.
Because I'm not the stereotypical black in the way that I act. That is racist in itself, because when people say that, they are thinking hood. Do you know what I mean? Like, you need to act a certain way to be black. They don't see black in any other. And I don't know if that's pushed through the way America looks upon black people and it's kind of come over here, or I don't know. I think it's definitely a certain stereotype that people have in their mind. And I'm always like, well, what does it mean to act black?
Yeah.
Because you're just talking about a British stereotypical black person. People in Africa, people in the Caribbean, there's obviously a difference there. Do you know what I mean? So what do you mean, like, you're not acting black, or you don't really get that, or like, you're a coconut? Do you know what I mean? Like, I've had that kind of thing. And it does always...
Is that why? Is that acting? Is that the way you talk? Or is it the way you act? I'm just
I think it's a mixture of both.
Okay.
Like, they don't see me acting or talking black. But I think it's just an interesting thing. And I do think it spans across different cultures as well. Like, I don't think it's just like black and white. I think you said that locals in the Emirates kind of have this identity issue as well. Because you're mixing two different cultures, which a lot of the time are quite different.
Yeah.
Like white culture or the West compared to like Africa, the Middle East, Eastern Asia, like there is a difference there. Whereas I feel like it can kind of be a little bit similar if you have like Arab and African, for example, like a lot of the backgrounds there.
Well, basically, like when I did some research in Abu Dhabi, I was talking to people who were specifically half local and half another nationality or ethnicity. And so what was interesting is like, similar stuff where it was more actually rather than from their immediate family feeling a disconnect. I guess some of them did have that as well, but rather than that, it was more like society's view on them as not like pure blood.
Yeah,
and it was more that they had to deal with. Like, it was such a high regard to be a local. And so that was kind of what came out from that, was that people felt like they were disregarded more because the locals were like top tier. And then if you were like mixed with another Gulf state, you were like, okay. But then if you were mixed with like a Hashmiya country, less, mixed with any other Asia, less. And then, you know, America and England. And I think America and England were above Asia, but like,
yeah,
it was a hierarchy.
You're not seen as like fully.
But it's like the view of like outside on you. So that's probably like a lot more pressurizing than the view of like a lot less pressurizing if you don't care than your immediate family.
Yeah,
you feeling like an outsider in your immediate family.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot more like confusing. Than like other people.
It's so true, because I feel like if you're more like comfortable, like say, it's going to affect the people where they've always had a little bit of like, what am I? Like, I don't know where like I stand or like where I come from. Like, if someone's born in like the country which is like of color, or they have a lot of that surrounding, they won't care as much because they'll be like, oh, you know, like, I've been brought up with that. I know the language, I know the culture, I know the food, everything about it. Like, I'm very familiar with, to people that haven't been exposed to it due to things that maybe have happened before they were born or when they were younger. So they more align with like the white side. Then it's like, oh yeah, but like, I'm not part of the black side, but then I'm not part of the white. Like, where do I sit? Where do I go from here? Like, how do I identify with it?
And how do people then perceive you as well?
Yeah.
Because that will affect how you act.
100%.
And then it will affect how people then perceive you. Because it's how you perceive yourself. You kind of like project it, don't you?
Yeah.
But also the thing with that generation is, topic change, is they also embed a lot of stuff on us that's confusing. So
okay,
like,
go on.
even like, if you go from their view on like mixed relationships or race or whatever, they also like embed like different things like work ethic and beliefs and stuff. And it's funny because I know there's been like some talk about it, but in this like generation, like our generation of like when we were born, it's like anyone in their late 20s, basically, and early 30s, is in this weird bubble right now. And they're so confused what to do with themselves because of our parents kind of telling us to do 9 to 5, you know, like be a doctor, be a lawyer, be an engineer, whatever that vibe is, like get an office
more
job.
Traditional, like, to the book.
And then it's like the younger generation, like Gen Z and stuff, are all like going more towards like flexible working, entrepreneurship, social media, podcasts, and it's like our generation's like very
Trapped in the middle.
and not sure what to do. They're like, we have the 9 to 5 mindset because that's what we've been brought up and conditioned with, but then we also now want the freedom and the fun that is the untraditional, like social media.
Yeah.
So it feels like that there's a lot of stuff that we have to unlearn from our parents. In general.
It's
like,
so
they're
true.
gonna confuse us.
Because you get both sides. Like, you understand like our parents with certain things that they did. There's a lot we disagree with. But the younger generation, we get a lot of it. But there's some stuff I'm like, don't know how I feel about that specific topic.
Yeah.
And you're in this like middle ground. And we birthed social media as well. Like, that came through us.
That was from me.
That was from Faris.
Yeah, I did
He
that.
created Facebook and Instagram, obviously.
I was the first person to take what's it called, sponsorship on Instagram. Kim K just stole that idea from me.
I know.
Yeah.
I can't believe she'd do that to you. But then social media has changed from when we first started it. Like, I remember Facebook obviously
From
came
when we first started. I love that.
when we
first
birthed
started.
it, bitch. Because I remember Instagram is like the main social media thing to use at the time. But that started when I was like 14, 15 maybe.
Instagram.
Yeah. Because I remember going to house parties and Instagram like was a thing. But it was not what it was now. It was just like your friends.
Pictures of food.
Yeah.
Plant pots.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And it was all like aesthetic. And now it's kind of changed into like TikTok
monster.
and it's completely changed. So like our generation's like, how do we navigate this?
But
like,
also, how fucking crazy, like, this is so funny how, like, all of this leads on to, like, more conversations. But how crazy is it when you really think about anything, like, anything, TV, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, like, everything is just advertisement.
of course it is.
Like,
it's so
it's
weird.
nothing else. It's just advertising. Like, when I look and I watch stuff, I'm like, I'm being sold stuff 24/7. Whether it's someone being like, I've used on my face today. Oh, this is the best anal bleaching I've ever had. Or like whatever.
Yeah.
And you're always being sold in the content and like as adverts, as sponsorships.
And in ways that's not so obvious anymore.
Yeah,
like
even Beyonce.
Yeah.
She's selling something right now. I don't know
she's
what
selling
she's got
Cowboy
planned.
Carter or a new tour.
She's
or
got something planned. But there's no way she's dragging a fucking 12-foot horse across Paris playing her music for no reason.
No,
She's
she's about
doing
get your wallet out,
social
babes.
media.
You're about to
Even presidencies, elections, cray. Like, there was a movie that I never saw that I wanted to see about how they promote people, like, who are running for election, and, like, traditional media and how they used to do it in, like, newspapers and talks and, I kissed the baby, like, whatever, not in a weird way. But now it's like, Kamala, Instagram, TikTok, like, she's talking about it and the music's playing and it's
it's
and everyone's
so-
just like, yay, like, share.
Yeah.
Weird.
The way it's done now is a completely different ball game. And one
100%.
example I like to use is the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. That is not traditional in any sense
They
of
worked
the word.
hard on that promotion.
They have. And I'm so here for it. The fact that they're going on podcasts to promote a movie, but it's not directly linked to it. Like, I'm thinking
like
of
their
like,
personalities.
Chicken Shop Day.
Yeah.
Like them going on there and having the conversation. Like, they are talking about it, but it's not like, so what was your favorite part of the movie?
Scene,
Do you know what I mean? With
yeah.
like the picture in the background of the movie that they're trying to promote. Like, it's completely different now. And even like working with like influencers, like the Jonas Brothers, when they were touring, they were going on random influencers page across the world to try and promote them.
Oh, were they? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's
It was
fun.
loads around it. They did it in London for a little bit, and I was like, why are the Jonas Brothers with this person? So it's really changed
Is that
now.
what we should be doing?
I don't know. Maybe.
Should we be doing like TikTok dances with famous influencers?
I don't know if that's what we want to do.
Also, like, I think, because, you know, like, I mentioned Kim K and stuff about, like, I started the social media, like,
Yeah.
craze.
You run LA.
I run LA. Bad Girls Club. I'm so confused. I'm very confused. Kardashians, I feel like they get away with so many failed business ventures that no one talks about.
Okay.
But they literally have like a new business venture like every other week. And then
Yeah.
they try and see how it works silently. And then if it blows up, great. If it doesn't, it just gets like forgotten about.
Yeah.
Like they have a lot of like, look it up because I can't be asked to go through all of it. But they have like they had Dash like the store in their like show, and now they don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
And then they had like this
Kai
random,
was a thing with Kylie Jenner for a little bit.
yeah, and they had this like a random lipstick, but not like the main one from like Kim and like years ago and blah blah blah.
Some have stuck like Skims.
But I have two things
okay.
that I'm confused about with them.
Go.
Okay, numero uno.
Wow.
What the fuck? What the fuck is Kardashian Closet? And what is happening with that? If anyone's heard of that, it's the weirdest thing. It's basically an Instagram and a website where they sell their clothes.
Like
As if they
archival
need the
pieces?
money. No, like they'll just have
Okay.
like, this is my Dolce & Gabbana crop top that I wore once. Here you go. Like it's basically their version of like one of those, I don't know if I can say the name, but one of those apps, you know, like eBay Vinted. Like whatever.
Yeah.
And they're literally just like putting it up and they're like, Dolce & Gabbana top, here you go. Oh, Celine sunglasses, here you go. And all of these like
Okay.
clothes that they used to wear, and they're selling it like they are in need of money. I find it really weird that no one's like commented or picked up on it. It's the weirdest thing. Kardashian Closet, all of their old clothes that they've worn,
Yeah.
as if it's like they're doing a spring clean, and they're like, yeah, we could use the extra cash.
That's so yeah. What are
it's
you
weird.
doing?
Yeah,
Why?
weird. Like, what's
How
that
much
about?
are they going for? Is it like reasonable? Or?
Yeah, I'd say, well, yeah, for like the stuff that it is, I'd say it's pretty reasonable, which is also weird because I'm like, if I was Kim K and I wore something, I'd hike up the price because I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, like this is worn by me, so it's now $1 million.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that's weird. The second thing that's weird is they don't do it anymore, but they used to do this thing where they'd do like an Instagram post of like a prize giveaway, and it would be like Khloe Kardashian or Kim Kardashian, and they'll be stood in front of like 20 Louis Vuitton bags, a Rolls Royce in the back, some massive expensive speakers, and some random like literally like £100,000 worth of goodies as a prize. You know, like on like
Yeah,
on
I remember
GMTV
that
or whatever
being,
they do like
yeah. Or like Ant in Dark.
and dark.
And in Deck like Saturday Night Live thing where they'd like
Yeah.
give away.
It was like that. It's an Instagram post where they sit there and on someone's account, like this like plastic surgeon's like, I don't know what it is. And then they'll be like, yeah, you win all of this stuff.
Hey,
But you have to
guys.
like and tag and share and follow all of these random
I
names of
remember
people.
that being a thing. Yeah.
What secret did they have on the Kardashians? Like what hold do they have on them to get them to do shit like that?
Yeah.
That
yeah,
is weird. That's weird.
Yeah,
weird.
come on and tell us.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Imagine.
But then yeah, and I think something came up as well about like them monetizing obviously of like beauty standards and unrealistic beauty standards and things like that.
Yeah,
And
everyone
like,
kind of knows that they built the beauty standard of today.
how do you mean?
Like through, I'd say the main like pioneers for that was like Kim and Kylie. And I know there's been a couple of things on the newer episodes where they're like, I don't understand why everyone's hating me. Like, I don't understand like why I'm getting so much shit. Like, I'm not the one that forced that. And I do think there's like two things for that. One, you're not the sole person who did that for sure. Like people followed it. They don't necessarily have to.
Yeah.
But you did make people feel, if it was intentional or not, that you had to look a certain way to be deemed beautiful.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes into the whole, what surgery has come to nowadays. Like in the
Yeah.
early 2000s, like, yeah, people did have some stuff done to them, but it wasn't so like intrusive and like aggressive as
And if
what
there
they're
was,
doing now.
it would be like one or two people.
Yeah.
Like it would
and
be,
you'd know,
yeah,
like they've
Joan
had work
Rivers.
done. Yeah. Yeah.
You'd be like, okay, yeah, cool. You'd have those, but now I think everyone has something done.
And if you don't, you're not, it's like, oh, you don't have like big lips like me. Like,
Yeah,
you don't,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
And it's so weird, like what it's doing to the younger generation. Like it's aging them so much.
Yeah.
And there's definitely, I think we kind of saw something about this online the other day, that there has to be something wrong with this generation, I feel, to think it's like normal and okay and like, I want to be built like that. That you have to like change your whole facial structure. Like
It was
there
about-
must
it
be
was-
so
it
much
was-
self-loathing.
Yeah, it was a girl who was saying like, why am I having to like be okay with like someone doing, you know, this thing to their face or having these massive boobs and whatever, and I meant to just be like, oh, well done, great, good for you.
Yeah,
like
it's your body, you decide what you wanna do with
But
it,
she was
yeah.
kind of saying like, no, like I shouldn't have to, because then if you do that, I then feel like I have to do that.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like there's something wrong with me. And that's how you got there in the first place. Because it's all well and good being like, well, if you're happy with yourself, don't do it. But there's a reason why you're doing it too. And why people are doing
100%,
it.
yeah.
And it was more along the lines of like, why, like, it's almost like the opposite. It's almost like, and I've had strong beliefs in this before, and I've kind of had research in this because like I researched like ecofeminism, blah, blah, blah. But I've had like things where the patriarchy and feminism is almost like a guise and a facade for the patriarchy to keep in control.
Interesting.
So it's
Tell
like,
me.
I mean, I'd love to get someone like professional to talk about
Oh my
this.
God, yeah.
We'll get someone. We will. We'll get like
You're
a
looking at us
lecturer,
right now and you'll be sat here
Yeah.
in a month's time.
lecturer, professor, someone who does this research can come and correct me or agree with me, preferably agree.
Or educate me.
Or educate me. But I feel like it started off all grand and great, but realistically, you look at feminism and you're like, why did it actually start? And it was actually because men needed women to work because of the war, and then it slowly went into like voting, so it went into this. And even when you look at other like Middle Eastern countries, like why were women driving in Saudi? Like, is it feminism, or is it because they're actually, things are getting too expensive and they don't have enough money to afford, to say that a woman has to have a driver now, let's get them to drive, blah, blah. Like you can look at it in any which type of way, but it's like pushing, it's saying like, yes, you're a woman, you're empowered, work hard, get money, play with the boys, like be one of the boys or better.
You can have it all.
You can have it all. So then they become these senior managers, these CEOs, these, managing directors, but they also have to still continue being the mother and the cook and the clean and whatever. The
Yeah, we're just
traditional
going to add
roles.
more onto your plate. Us as men, we're not going
We're
to
not
then
going to do
step up
anything. We're
and
not going
take
to do
some of
anything.
the
We're
heat
going to
off
be
you.
like, great,
You're
good.
doing so good,
But we're also
honey.
going to have an issue with our egos because we're going to be like, oh, I should earn more money than you, or like I feel whatever. And then you're like, oh, we should be equal. But it never is. Like, you will have the woman now earning more money than the man, but the man won't step up anymore to be the person, the main caregiver for the children. So the woman will have to find the childcare or take care of the children herself.
Yeah.
To maintain the family unit and to maintain this goal that she thinks is great and good for her, and we fought for this, when in actuality, arguably, and there is research to back this up, it's actually the way to push women to basically keep the economy running, earn as much money as the men, and then still look after the children because the men aren't going to step up and do it. Obviously not everyone, but like that's the majority of it. And I think that is beauty standards. Like, are you upholding your beauty standards? Are you having plastic surgery for yourself? Are you wanting bigger tits for yourself? Like, is that what you really want? If you do, great. And I mean, obviously, there's different.
It obviously doesn't go to every single person.
100%.
And I also think
if you're
to preface this whole thing as well, like plastic surgery itself, like if there's things that you feel uncomfortable with in your body or insecure about and you want work done, do it. The thing is when you get your whole face, your whole body changed completely, that you're unrecognizable to the person that you were before. That's when I think, have you gone too far? Is there too much in this?
But also, genuinely regardless, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
If you have the money and it's not harming you or anyone else, like you genuinely do whatever you want. But it's not okay to expect there not to be some sort of discourse in society about it.
Yeah.
Because it comes to the point of like, you genuinely have to think about why you're doing these things and who you're doing it for. And is the argument made about women in careers and stuff the same for women looking and getting plastic surgery? Are they doing it for themselves, or are they doing it to appeal to the male gaze and be this ideal woman that these men like?
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing it for? Be truthful. Ask yourself, like, what are you doing it for? And if you're doing it for yourself, great. Even if you're doing it for men, it's fine. Just be aware that that's what you're doing. And like, and rather than like boasting this like feminist perspective and boasting this equal rights and women's rights, yes, you're free to do whatever you want, but always think, what are you doing this for?
Yeah.
And I think that's also another thing that's being pushed. Yeah, let women do what they want. Yes, like sex work. Yes, porn. Yes, do whatever. Is that a genuine push? Like, where is this narrative coming from? Is that actually coming from women supporting women and other women? Or is that something that's been seedily fed in by the patriarchy?
Yeah.
I don't know. And it's not, it doesn't matter like what
There's
you
no
do.
right or wrong in your...
No, but you
need someone to come in and actually...
I want to understand realistically how much of this is a facade to get basically what men want in the end, but just make it look like it's
Coming from women.
coming from, yeah. I don't know. It's the whole career thing, because I have a lot of strong women in my life, like, and I love women more than men. I know I'm gay and that sounds weird, but I think women are elite in every aspect of the way. I think,
100%.
like, sorry, but I do. I genuinely do. And I think, like, a lot of strong women around me, a lot of very successful women around me, and I've had the pleasure of working with them, and they're my family and blah, blah, blah. I watch and I'm like, I feel like you were a little bit conned there. Like, I do. I look at it and I'm like, it's frustrating because you're so intelligent. And it's not like, don't do that and go backwards. It's not like don't get a career. It's actually like, yes, you got the career. Now let's fucking sort out the men, and let's sort out this whole, why are we not pushing for that side of it? We're pushing you to be a successful, strong woman, but we're not pushing the men to become
Do better.
more caregivers and more on the caregiver side. And yeah, very strange world we live in.
I agree.
Someone come and help me understand this
We need to
with
know
actual
more.
credibility. That'd be great. That'd be grand.
Well, that was a light topic to end everything with.
What the fuck do I know? I'm a man.
I know. Yeah, I love how we're like, no,
No,
we need to do
ladies.
better. And it's like two guys talking about
know. Trash.
Anyway.
Kill us all, honestly.
Thank you for joining another episode of Avoiding My Anxiously Attached Boyfriend. We hope you join us next Monday at 5 p.m. when you can watch
For sure,
5 p.m., maybe 4.
I have been Faris, anxiously attached, and this has been
Josh, Avoidant Attached.
Thank you, bye.